Hey, Kirk Wadi here for Wadi's Music this time. I have two other channels. One is Wadi's World, which is Disney and just life stuff. And the other one is Wadi Speaks, where I discuss educational and fun stuff. But today I'm here on behalf of my musical endeavors. As you can see, there was a video that I shared here where I actually used this bass, a Squire P Bass for leads. I wanted to try it on some leads. I have a 6-string and I have some other things here as well. But I wanted to do something different. I really like the P Bass sound, and I think this guy, which is the Squire P Bass, this one has the maple necks, it gets a bad rap. It's a great bass for the money. If I ever lose it on a gig, yes, I would be heartbroken, but I would not be torn asunder. And no one shared enough details about the instrument before I could actually buy it. I bought it without ever touching it and really hearing what it can reproduce sound-wise that I like to use in my music. So I want to do some stuff with it. Now, the strings on here are rather dead, but it's okay because that's part of the whole P bass vibe, is that kind of flat, dead tone. And I'm eventually going to probably put some new round wound DRs on here. But until then, it performs really good for what I needed to do. I have a jazz behind me that it's sick, and it stings like a bee, and this thing floats like a butterfly. How's that? So let's go through some things on it. One thing about it, the construction on this Squire P Bass, the neck, like literally, I mean, I can run my hands up and down the neck, and I'm not getting my skin ripped away from from my pads ripped away. I mean, it's smooth. Just great neck finishing. The neck feels really good. One thing that you do have to do with these instruments, especially coming from Squier, is you have to have them set up properly. If you can't do that yourself, then it's worth paying someone to have this thing set up so you're not fighting against strings that are sitting that high off the neck, which is crazy. I have an upright behind me, and even my upright, the action is low, but generally they're high, and that drives me bonkers, and it rips my fingers apart. This one, when I got it, I was a little skeptical, and so some screws had fallen out of my jazz, and I needed some knobs for another bass, so I went taking the knobs off of it. I played it for a while with no knobs, then I found a pair of spare knobs. But anyway, so as you can see, mine is the action is low. It's butter. It's just butter. I love it. I can play it all night on a gig and not get tired. But putting the thing through some of its paces, and it's your typical P bass. There's not a whole lot of fidelity. That's with everything open, bridge opened all the way up, treble opened all the way up. That's, and then you roll the treble about halfway off, which actually gives you a little better scoop. To me, I get more definition. Much more definition. All the way off. So that should be dark right there. those of you who like to play, use your pad. With the action this low, you have to get really back on the bridge to make the notes come out better. A lot of guys are sticking the foam under the bridge. That's cheating. I don't. They're trying to get the James Jamerson sound. James Jamerson didn't put ripped up foam from a sofa under his bridge. It was all in his technique. I'll let you guys figure that out later. But technique, never did that. Anthony Jackson, also famous for that sound. Pad, all in this pad. As you can see, I can get all of those tones out of this bass, including those really nice low piano tones, which is really cool. So there's a little bit of overrun on my, just a feel for my Squire P Bass, which cost a whole lot less than the $1,500 to $1,600 that they want for the one that has the F on the background and the F on the headstock that says Fender. And this is not covered up because I'm ashamed of it. It's just my tuner. Now, however, you can also, if you want, just strip all of that off there and put your decal up there. Maybe you'll get more respect for playing a bass with the Fender decal, but it won't make the bass sound any better. I'll share that in another video. I used to own a Marcus Miller bass. And the cool thing about it was I had a Marcus Miller bass and it sounded great. The bad thing was when I finished a gig, people would go, "Man, that bass sounds really cool. You sound just like Marcus Miller when you play that bass." And I'm like, I don't mind sounding like Marcus Miller. He's a great bass player, one of my absolute favorites, but I want to sound like me. So there went the Marcus Miller bass. Anyway, this is Kirk Wadi, and just wanted to share some sights and sounds of my Fender Squire P Bass, which is, I think it's a beautiful instrument. It's a sunburst and with the maple neck, and I think I paid like $350 for it or something. I don't know if you can get them for that much still, but it's worth it. Way, way worth it. It's a workhorse for me, and if my horse ever gets jacked, I'll be hurt, but I can get another one. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe. This channel has been dormant for a little bit. Help me continue to grow this channel. I've got quite a few more videos on here of me playing some keys. I play keys as well. Doing some bass that I did years ago with the gospel singer, spiritual dad, Ron Canoli, younger days. Don't play as much as I used to. I do a lot of talking now. That's on Wadi Speaks channel, which is a good channel, education stuff. You should check that out as well. But I'm going to put some more music stuff up here. And be sure to check out my Lovely Day Will Be, which I featured this guy doing the leads on that bass, and I actually played my upright and had some fun with my acoustic, which is my other love, the acoustic nylon string, of course, nylon string guitar. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here at Wadi Music. Thank you.